Yeah, we live.
What's good?
We live and direct
We live and direct.
from a church, from the church.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. This is our second off location or on location, I should say.
For you.
In a different location
For you.
podcast. This is fun. This is going to be good.
I'm excited, man.
But, we would have never got here if I would have quit the podcast
Yo,
like I thought I was going to quit
dramatic.
the other day. You think that was dramatic, dude? You don't even know what
I'm so glad I
dramatic
didn't
is.
answer you.
Because you weren't even there when it happened. It was wild. It felt wild dramatic. Okay? Let me just say this. We got to give Pastor a shout out.
Okay.
Because I brought all the equipment here to do this. We got a new machine.
We do.
So we can bring it on location to different areas. We could bring it to cemeteries.
This year.
We can bring it to hospitals. We can bring it on airplanes.
Where are we trying to go?
Anywhere we want.
No. There was one place. Cemeteries?
We can go. Well, you're not gonna go. You're not gonna.
I mean,
you guys don't do that.
who's you guys, though?
You know what I'm saying?
Black people?
Yeah, y'all don't do. Oh, I'm gonna go to the cemetery.
I mean,
Y'all
why
don't
not?
do that. Not that Spanish people do.
I
but
mean-
I'm half white, so that's like my half white side. That's like, yeah, let's do this.
When are you trying to go? Like in the daytime or the night?
Nighttime.
Whoa.
Nighttime. But let me say this.
I don't want to seem
Shout
like
out to Pastor because I forgot the SD card. I have this nice little beautiful machine here. It's very small. It's very delicate. It's very petite. Let me see if I could show you here
Don't mess it up, man.
so we could go out and about.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Don't mess it up.
And it's going to be awesome. So I forgot the SD card. Pastor drove me home so I could get it.
Yeah, this was not about to happen.
It wasn't about to
It
happen,
really
but
wasn't.
now it's happening.
He had put everything away. He's like,
Yeah. Let me get the headphones. Hold on. I want to get headphones. Keep talking.
But you calling me, and I saw it. I was eating dinner. I'm like, I had this feeling like I don't want to answer
You're
him.
talking about the phone call that
Yeah.
we're going to talk about.
Yes, I was like, nah, don't answer him. I'll call him back tomorrow.
Right.
That was dead seriously my thought. I was like, nah, don't do it. Don't. He can wait.
So what he's talking about is I almost quit the show a couple of days ago.
How many times has this
maybe
been
like
already?
a week ago. This is only the second time I was really going to quit the show. And I wasn't going to quit the show. I prepared to say to everybody, listen, we're going to go on a hiatus. That is, we don't know when we're coming back. The word escaped my mind. The indefinite hiatus. That was what I was going to say. And I was going to tell you, I was going to call you to tell you, prepare your speech.
This is a very selfish thing, by the way.
Well, listen, this is what happened. We were on break because we just came back from a 2-week break. And just something came over me one day that told me it was just like a weird day. It was like a day where I felt creatively dry. I just felt like it was just, I don't know, Cemetery Girl described it as just a gloomy day.
Yeah.
And it just got to me. And
Was
it
it
was
a
like,
full moon?
It was not a full moon. That was way before. That was on my birthday, January 6th, in case you want to send packages.
Yeah, send him his way.
So it was just like a weird day, and I started just thinking all these thoughts like, oh, the show's going to suck, and like it's just going to be whack. I don't know what we're doing anymore, blah, blah, blah. I just felt so run down. I felt like such a loss of energy, which I've been feeling prior to that situation. But that day, everything culminated. I felt creatively stifled. I felt horrible. It was bad. I was out of commission, and I told myself, listen, we can't come back. I cannot come back feeling like this. I don't want to. I have nothing to talk about. I don't want to talk. So when we come back, me and Justin are going to go up there, and I'm just going to say, listen, we don't know when we're coming back. We'll still do the Friday videos, but as of right now, we're done. And then I called Mo that day to tell him this. He didn't answer. He answered, but then said, I'll call you back. He did not call me back.
Nope.
So I go through this whole day thinking I'm retiring, okay? I wake up the next morning around 4 a.m.
Guys, he was just living life.
Clouds were lifted when I got up. Like, literally the first thing I thought when I got up was, what the hell was that?
So you had a boo-hoo life moment.
I had a boo-hoo moment, and then all of a sudden, like, everything was gone, and I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Like, this is the one thing I'll say. I've done shows with either COVID or the flu, which we both know.
Yeah.
Twice. Very
Yeah.
bad. On my deathbed, it felt
Seriously.
like.
Seriously.
I've done shows during everything. Anxiety attacks, heartbreak, blah, blah, blah. One thing I don't want is the show to be whack. I don't want to come on with nothing to say. That's different, you know? I respect Eddie Murphy because even though he has 2 amazing comedy specials, he goes, I don't want to come back because I have nothing to say. And I respect that. You don't want to just come on and give him nothing. Give him like, whatever. So that's what I thought I was going to. I'm like, I got nothing to say. But it was just one day I was not feeling hot. And then all of a sudden the next day, not only did the clouds lift, but my phone was full of things to talk about. And then just as I was going through the day, it became more apparent how ridiculous of a thought it was. Because, like, I love podcasting. I love, like, you don't even know, like, I'll nerd out about a microphone, like, or equipment. Like, I'll see somebody with a mic that I never seen.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yo, why do they use that mic? And I'll be like trying to read up on like why do they use that mic as opposed to the mic I have? Like I'll nerd out about stuff like that. I love podcasts.
I'm gonna do new tech reviews.
And I
soon.
love podcasting. So it became so ridiculous to me the next day, and then even the days after, the subsequent days. Like right now, I'm like, I can't believe I did that. Especially because I'm like, oh, I got nothing to talk about. Meanwhile, Justin comes on that episode, and I talk the whole time.
I bet.
Like he got like 3 words. He's like, hey, I wasn't feeling good.
And he goes,
and then that was
hey, I saw. Yep.
I was like, blah, 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 vomiting at the mouth, tons of things to talk, so many things to talk about, right? That if I wanted to, I could have done 2 shows that day. I was considering doing another show
You're
with Clay.
absolutely ridiculous.
I was considering doing another show with Clay. That's how much I had to talk about.
When you tell me that you know women better than me, I'm really believing it more and more.
Because you say I act like a woman.
You basically
I've
do.
said this many times.
Yeah, and it's really true. Like nobody really wants to be like, you don't know women. Like we just know different types. We just into different types. But now that I listen to you more and more, I'm like, nah, he does. He got it. He got it. He got it. He got it. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Because
saying act womanly.
I've
already expressed this on the show
womanly.
before. So it was just a lapse in judgment, and I felt so ridiculous that I even had that thought. Because when I came back and I did that show, I said, man, that felt great. And then now we're here. And then not only that, let's talk about this. For the last, and we're going to get to what you said in the car now. For the last over a week, so the last 8-9 days, I've been getting actual sleep. I think there is a sound effect. I think there's, yeah, there we go. There are some crowd, there is some clapping on this machine. Because I need to give myself a round of applause because I'm actually getting sleep, which if you ask Mo, if you ask anybody in my life, since I was
He doesn't know
a
the meaning.
child, I have been running on 2 to 4 to 0 hours of sleep.
if they say the average is 8 hours,
I didn't even go nowhere near 8.
Nowhere
Maybe
near
there
it.
would be days where I would crash out and sleep for 8, sleep for 10, but it wasn't consistent.
Mm-hmm.
My sleeping has been horrible forever. I was telling Dre, I don't think there's been a year where I've gotten consistent good sleep. So all of a sudden, that it was on that day too that I went to bed early, kind of, and then I got up early. And ever since then, I've been getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
How do you
Maybe
feel?
not the same times. It usually it started around, I would go to bed like 8 or 10, and then it kind of bumped up to like 12 and 3. But
Yeah.
I would still wake up at a point where I would get 6 to 8.
yeah.
Dude,
Feels great.
by day 2, I felt like a new person. By day 4 and 5,
Oh, I wonder why.
last Sunday, so this was a week ago already, I came in here like a firework. Like I was all over this place. I was throwing kids around. I was, just yelling and screaming, praising
Wow.
the Lord. I mean, I already have a lot of energy.
Yeah. No,
I
that's a
already
fact.
I already have I think a lot of more than normal.
This guy will make me go out in New York City and pass out CDs, and
That was a long time ago.
and you would think that this man was well rested. We are outside for
I've never
hours.
ever been well. If
Hours.
you think you saw me well rested,
Hours.
you ain't seen nothing yet.
Hours.
This is well rested. I'm about to cut a Hulk Hogan promo right now,
This guy.
brother, because I dead ass feel like a new person, for real.
Yeah,
Like this feels insane.
So you just seriously was like, yeah, the doctors don't know what they're talking
No,
about.
it's not that. I was just like
Science
I
doesn't
don't
know what they're talking
It's just
about.
that I valued being an idiot over sleeping. I valued staying up all night. I valued just being a fool over sleeping. Not that I never doubted the effects of sleep. I just made excuses. Like I'd rather be doing this. I realized why would I rather be doing that instead of taking my health into consideration? I'd rather be being an idiot. I'd rather be unhealthy. Like I'd rather be literally killing myself than to go to bed.
I'm happy you recognize this now faster than other people who do drink and party all the way to their 30s and mid 30s and late 30s, and then they're like in their 40s and they're like, oh, my back hurts. All these issues
and
are
I'm already
happening.
having that. I'm already having.
Oh my God!
I got the knee. I got the shoulder. I got the back a little bit.
Of course, dummy, because your body is not healing. How far do you want you want this mic? I got big lips.
That's good. Not the big lips part. I meant the good. I forgot what you said that I just said that's good for. I don't even remember now. But the big lips, I mean, that's good too, I guess. For Jay, for your girlfriend.
But listen, like, who wants that? Who wants all those problems?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the only time
I feel like this is so far from me.
I have forced myself. You could leave it like right there. But when you scream, put it away. Like, I try to force myself to do things a lot.
Okay.
When I really make an internal decision and it feels like from a calm place, that's when I make the decision. Like now I haven't been like, oh my God, I have to go to bed. It's more like I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like I really want to go to bed now. Before it was like, oh my God, I got to go to bed. Now I'm like, I would rather be sleeping, especially after this consistent sleep schedule. And this may explode in a week. I may go back to normal. I may go back. It may happen. I'm just saying that right now it's on and popping. I feel amazing, and it has really helped me a lot. Like helped my mental state.
I'm glad to hear it,
So
man.
let me hear from you, because you said in the car. I didn't tell you any of this in the car. I just said,
yeah. So the last few days, you was actually like calling me at like regular human being times.
that's right.
Really like, and
That's
what I
right.
mean that by like regular human being times, I mean he will call me at like 3 o'clock. One a few times he called me around like 12 o'clock. Now I'm too low.
Yeah, 'cause you
what is this?
The mic
Y'all
has
see
to
this?
follow you.
You see?
When you raise your voice, move it back.
Listen, all right, fine. When I talk low like this, I get all close.
Yeah, okay, well, let's not do that here.
Yeah, you don't like this?
Just
Okay.
go ahead.
So, when I was actually noticing, I'm like, oh, he's calling me at 12.
That's right.
Oh, he's calling me at 11. And I'm
That's
like,
right.
actually, like, I do all my doctor's appointments and living and stuff early. So that's just for me because it just makes me feel better. He's calling me at like 11 o'clock. I'm at a doctor's appointment. I'm like, wait, hold up. And he's energetic. He's like, yeah, no. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. You're going to stop
looking
doing
at the
this.
level. I'm sorry.
You're going to stop.
Yeah, leave it right there. Leave it
your
right there.
PTSD is killing me.
Good.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm talking. He's like calling me. And I'm looking at the time like, what is going on right now? And your energy was just at a decent pace. And every day it was staying at the same thing. I'm like, I thought it was just a 1 day
you
thing.
noticed that.
A 2 day thing, but it lasted this entire
So describe
week.
what I was like prior and describe what I'm like now.
Okay. When he would wake up at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
To be fair, that rarely happened. I would rarely get up that late.
Well, I wasn't
It
aware.
was
That's
just
when
that.
when
It
you
was
would
just
call
that
me.
I would get up early sometimes, but I wouldn't be
Calling
running on that much
anybody.
sleep.
Okay.
You know, it was
And
like
then by the
this-
time we
yeah.
hear you,
I wouldn't get up at 7. I would never, almost
Okay.
never do that. But continue.
that's when I hear from you.
I'm sorry.
That's when I
Continue.
would hear from you.
Continue.
So, but usually when you were like different schedule than everybody else, you would just have this energy of like pretty much everything kind of like almost like you have a talking point of, the day went by. And then be like little things that you force yourself to wake up because you had to take care of it, maybe for the show or for just personal life. But it would just be just enough time to do these things, but you want to be asleep, right? You want to be still asleep, but you have to do all these things, and your energy would be low, and whatever the case may be. And maybe you come back and you'll take a nap or lay back down for a few minutes. It would just be mixed. It was all over the place. It was never consistent. One day you might be high spirited, the other day you'll be low spirit because of. It was just all over the place.
Right.
But just even as a friend, when like I'm like, for me, I do most of my things in the morning. So my relationship is mostly in the morning. So like when you're up and Justin is up, I'm like, oh man, I would love to be up with you guys right now, but I can't. Like I can't be on the phone at 4 a.m. while my girl has to go to work, but my boys are like, so it was just like all over the place. But the last few days, consistently, and you just been on work, like you just bring up stuff about things. Yo, yeah, I just saw this and I saw that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been more work minded.
Not
You
have been, but it's like
feels more consistent.
Yes, and it's just like your brain is on like the focus. Thank you. The focus on my hat keeps falling off. You know, the focus on like the work, and you'll just pop in. And you just say, Mo, check this out. Mo, do this. I'm like.
More on the money.
Okay.
More on the ball.
Okay, yeah. I look, and I'm energetic. I'm on focus already because this is my time period. So you're actually like linking up with me right now, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Send me that video. Okay, check this video out. Okay. Yeah, you heard about these? Okay. So I'm feeling great about it too because the interaction is even better because I'm alert myself right now. I'm not even tired.
Right.
So it's just been enjoyable.
Usually I'll hit you like at 10.
Yeah.
And that's when I'll be like, yo, you ready? You ready to go?
Yeah.
And you're like, no. I'm ready to go to bed. Yeah.
Like I just heard my girl talk to me for like 2 hours. I'm tired.
Let's say this: the progression has been slow, but there has been progression.
Yeah.
Because we used to do the show. For those who are not OG fans, he used to hate me and Justin because me and Justin used to be doing shows. We used to start at 2 a.m.
Guys,
I would never do that now. We used to start at 2 a.m. Now, I could not even fathom doing that. I could not.
Bro,
there's days that I might be able to, but yeah, it was bad. So we had stopped that years ago.
Yeah.
And then we got to 10.
Towards the end of the COVID.
End of COVID, when I moved,
Mm-hmm.
it started going down. And now, I've been doing podcasts at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Now we usually start times at
which is great.
8:30.
Which is
a lot
great.
Of times. Sometimes we'll do 6. Electra Soul had me at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. So I was
yeah.
She had me up at 11 a.m.
How was that?
I hated it. But I told her, I was like, you're one of the only guests that did this to me. Like, she was like, oh, you should have told me. Like, I love being up that late. And I'm like,
she's worth it, though.
Yeah, she was worth it. I mean, amazing guest.
Yeah.
Amazing guest. We got to get her back on the show. But she had me up at 11 a.m. and I was like, girl, this sucks. But now if you hit me up, I'm like, I'm ready to go. I've been up. So there has been a slow progression, but now this is more of a personal journey.
How's the eating habits?
That's not been too hot. But one thing at a time.
It's true.
I have been dialing back on the sugar a little bit. If you know me, you know that I'm a massive iced tea fan. I'm talking about sweet iced tea, peach Snapple. Even though lately my side bitch is my main bitch, because my side bitch was Gold Peak peach iced tea.
You're gonna really have to pray about this.
Why? My side thing. Sorry, God, cursed in church. Sorry. My side thing used to be Gold Peak peach iced tea. Now I'm starting to warm up to that more than the peach Snapple, which the Gold Peak has 10 less grams of sugar and it's a smaller bottle. So by drinking that, I've already cut down 10 grams in the day, in total. Not in total, but if I drink one. That's like 100 grams maybe.
Are you eating more meals?
No.
That just like the same content?
The eating has been horrible.
Okay.
I'm glad we did the pizza taste test today because now I'm going home with 6 slices of pizza. So I'm hype about that. Because if I didn't have that, I'll have eggs, oatmeal, and 1 bagel. That's it. We're done.
Food shopping
You're done.
tomorrow.
I think we're going to go food shopping today later. You won't be there.
No.
If you want to be there, you could be there.
No.
But the eating has been horrible.
I hate grocery
Has been
stores.
horrible. But the sleeping I've been doing well with that. And I just feel like it's helped my mental state better, which everybody's like, duh. But I feel like I've always been a strong-minded person, a strong-willed person before that. Like what I'm saying is, even though I wasn't getting proper nutrition and proper sleep,
This is ridiculous.
I was already a strong-willed person and strong-minded person and goal-oriented person. So, like, imagine if I'm on the ball, what I'm going to be like. That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine in the future what I'm going to be like now that I'm trying to get my act together.
Get it together.
So pray for me, everybody. Send your prayers out. Hopefully the big dog can stay in the bed and get some good meals in.
Yeah.
So there's that. Did you wanna express anything?
I mean,
about
I
this?
just want to just say I love it how hard you try to just fight everything.
I'm a fighter.
You really are a fighter, but you can fight for no
Right.
reason sometimes.
No, I fight everything. Fight sleep.
Everything for no reason. For you can never give me
Yeah.
a solid reason. You're just like, this is just how I am.
It's it. That's it. But I'm back when you didn't even know I left. I left
It's
for a day.
absolutely ridiculous.
I left for. You know what was so dumb?
Can you
about that?
really be back if this is something you never did?
But it was dumb. It was that I was still on break when I had that crisis, that existential crisis, and it was Wednesday, so I had till Monday to come back. So I'm thinking like, you're still on break. Why you're not even supposed to be you're not even supposed to be ready yet. You're not supposed to be ready till Monday. This is a time where you're supposed to have nothing on your mind. So I just freaked out. It was a moment of weakness, and I apologize to my inner self, not to you because I didn't leave yet. It almost happened.
It almost happened. And
I was about to hit the red button
and I was gonna have to come over to his apartment and
smack me around.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it was gonna be violent. We were gonna have our first fight
Yeah,
because it was selfish to me. I was like, "What are you talking about? You don't have nothing to talk about, bro."
That was so
like,
dumb.
Are you still on vacation? He's like, "Yeah."
yeah. I started screaming.
But I don't know what to talk about. And he started telling him about the Eddie Murphy thing, and I'm like sitting there like,
You ain't Eddie Murphy.
I didn't
I'm
say-
saying me. Like I'm thinking to myself like,
yeah,
you ain't Eddie Murphy.
you're not one, and you're
I
still
don't
on
have great
vacation.
prolific things to
So
say.
what are we even talking about? Why are we even
Yeah.
wasting our time talking about this thing? And I go, bro, like even if that was true, like you have a slow day. There's like mad stuff always happening in this world. How
Yeah.
could you even tell me something as crazy as that?
Exactly.
There's not a content creator in the world that can say there's nothing to talk about.
Well, let's talk about what's been happening in the world.
Let's go.
Number one, that we're going to talk about this big drama. We're going to talk podcast drama. We haven't talked podcast drama in a long time. But right now,
This made me so mad.
let's discuss
This made
the
me so
big debacle that happened on No Jumper. For those of you that don't know, No Jumper is a big, I would say, rap podcast, but it
It's
goes into
going
other things.
definitely
Yeah.
more into other things right now.
Other
He's touching
things.
the feminist stuff. Yeah.
But it's a
Red
big
pill
podcast.
stuff.
I'll say it's a big podcast, big media company at this point
Mm-hmm.
that we like to watch from time to time. They've had a few guests that I've really enjoyed, and I think Adam. I respect Adam for what he's built.
I
You know
think
what mean?
Adam is an interesting dude. I never would have thought growing up, I'm like, oh, this white guy is always around the hood dudes and stuff like that, and he's mad dope. Like, he
Saying you
actually-
didn't think a white man would be heading the urban podcast.
No, not him.
Or the
and
face of it, mind
the
you.
face of it, and
Right.
have so much love for my community.
Right.
And I really thought that when I recognized, because when you see a white man do the things he's doing, and it was like you have to get certified and respect from the streets and everybody around you, and they gotta respect you for what you do. And he's obviously put a lot of love and money in people's pockets, so I respect that. Like, I can't hate on
Yeah.
that, and I like him as a person.
He's
I
also
really
had-
do. He's mad honest.
He's
I
had
admire that.
ICP on. He's had Twisted on. So I really like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was a big scandal on No Jumper
For real.
because one of their employees, well, let's say they did a podcast with a transgender porn star.
She should have never been on the show, though.
And this is not even Adam's main podcast. It's the podcast called Sledge Lords with him and Danny Mullen, which I will say I don't watch No Jumper like that. Like if it's not an interview, I won't watch it. Like if they're talking about regular stuff, their news stuff.
Yeah.
I like the Sledge Lords podcast.
Do you?
I'm gonna come out and say that from what I've heard, I think him and Danny Mullen have great chemistry.
Okay.
And I've enjoyed it. And I would have never found it if I didn't know about this scandal, right? But anyway, so him and Danny Mullen had this transgender porn star on. And everything was going well on the podcast that came out until the end of the podcast when the porn star was alluding to her having sex with one of the employees. And Adam was saying, I think I'm a bad friend. That we're gonna have to cut all this out. We're gonna.
Yeah, we did listen to him talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut all this out. He's not gonna like me. And the porn star was like, oh, basically like, you're being a bad friend to me by not. I think he said something to the effect of like maybe the employee was being a bad friend by not talking to her anymore or something like that. And then Danny Mullen had said under his breath, because I didn't even hear it on the clip.
Really?
He said under his breath, like, sorry, house phone, which is the employee's name. Sorry, house phone, we need the views. Right? So that's when everything blew up. Because the whole podcast prior to that, they didn't explain it because it was edited out. What happened was they didn't catch that little piece at the end where Danny said, sorry, house phone, but we need to do it for the views. And now the internet exploded. House phone's life has been turned upside down because now people know that he had sexual relations. We don't know to what extent. It's still not come out to what extent with house phone. Also, in the comment section of some social media posts, this porn star was saying, ask house phone about
on
me.
Instagram.
And I don't remember if it was prior or subsequent to the podcast. So maybe prior, right?
Yeah, prior.
Okay. Prior to the podcast.
Which that's what bothered me, because I'm like, if she was already looting off line, that was a red flag right there.
Right. So his life has been turned upside down. There's been a whole lot of drama. From what it seems like, him and Adam are cool. It has caused, I think, a rift in some of the employees that are there. That I think that they take house phone side. I haven't been too deep into the drama, but the internet has exploded about this, and I'm going to give you the mic, Mo, to explain your feelings about this first.
Honestly, like I said, I do like Adam, and I think he understands the black community very well. And when he did his apology, I think that was one of the better ones I've seen from a lot of people. I don't think he intentionally wanted that to slip out. I think he really wanted that to get erased. And I think that he also, recognized, and I actually, the editor on that apology actually said that was on me. Like, I should have never let that slip. And I respect that a lot, because that is your job. That was all accountability. So, but you can't take it back, right? The damage is already done. He did make the apology. It's up. My community is very strict on stuff. Like if you
the black community you're referring to, not the blind community.
Yeah, the black community. I gotta distinguish
the
that.
blind community doesn't care.
The blind community.
He's not part of that.
Anyway. So as the black community, the thing came out. So I just gonna have to rock like this. So being a black man, like if you are part of a particular set of the black community, if you a street dude, you get your money from the streets, you make your famous in the streets. That's what you're known for. There's just codes you gotta follow, right? And
basically, you don't like gay stuff. They don't like gay stuff. You're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. They don't
let's not beat around the bush.
They openly don't like gay stuff. So at the end of the day,
you're not saying you follow that, or are you?
I'm not a street man. I'm not a street dude. So I don't, I'm into comedy. I'm into other things. So like that's not. I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't care what you do with your body, bro. Okay. So as a man, like that's a whole thing, right? So what's important in this situation is that all I really care about is what happened with that trans woman, because I actually talked to a few of my trans friends and I sent them the video, and I just wanted to get them their opinion on it, and they all agreed this was the most dangerous thing she could have did, right? What you did is make so many men that she probably messed with on the side look at her sideways, right? You make men in the business look at you sideways. You know what I'm saying? There's people that probably really mess with her and was like, yo, you a cool person, but no one wants to be outed. Whether you heterosexual, bi, gay, lesbian, trans, no one wants to be outed. No one wants their business in front. Even if you're in a relationship, no one wants which was she?
Well, he was.
Yeah, which he was. And no one wants
not only now does he have this stigma in his community,
now you make him look like a cheater.
He has to deal with his girlfriend.
Which I'm gonna get to that because we got another. I have a whole nother comment about his girlfriend. But now, whatever that man did in privacy, ain't none of our business. Whatever you did with that man
That's right.
in privacy ain't none of our business.
Straight
ain't
up.
nobody needed to know none of that. Nobody, right? If it was that good to you, because obviously it was that good to you that you had to put it out there, right? So
No, I don't think it was that. It was because it was that good. I think it's
I'm making a
because
joke
she,
on it.
Oh, because she wanted that clout.
clout. Of course it was clout.
She wanted that clout. She saw that he had a name, and she was like, you know what? Bingo, bongo, boongo. This is my shot.
Listen, one of my friends who's trans said, do you understand this? Because this sets us back 20, 30 years ago. This podcast is one of the biggest podcasts in the country, the world. And you are making people even go back to even think about endangering us. You know, you got people out here. Remember last year, people would say, I don't want to say that I'm a trans woman. Oh, now you're going to have to say you're a trans woman now. Now you better not even play with that thought. Don't even argue with any man or try to make some righteous thought process. No. No one is playing with that. No one is playing with. You just put so many women that's not you in danger. They don't, even if you were trying to be a friend, people are going to think you're trying to play with them. You're trying to make a move on them. They're not going to take it, especially black men. So if you like black men and if you mess with a black man low key, this just puts you in danger. Like, you just put so many unnecessary people in danger, and I feel like the community, and my friend said it best, like, the community has to hold women like that, trans women like that, accountable. Because, hello, Stonewall, you forgot about that?
And I thought it was just tacky to out, like we said before, even if it was a heterosexual relationship or whatever kind of relationship it is, it's tacky to kiss and tell when the other person doesn't know you're going to do so. So it was tacky of this porn star to go on and even say anything in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, it was tacky. Okay, maybe you could say something, right? Like, let's say it's a heterosexual.
Yeah, me and you in a relationship.
Maybe you do drop something, right? Maybe you drop something on a podcast, and they're like, "Listen, we're gonna have to edit that out, whatever." The fact that Adam said we're gonna have to edit that out, that's when the porn star got upset about that, and they were like, "No, because that's not right for me." But it's like, if somebody doesn't want their business out there, it is up to them if they want their business out there.
It doesn't
matter if
right.
you're trans. It doesn't matter if you're gay. It doesn't matter nothing. If somebody doesn't want to, we don't drop names on this show.
For real.
Only if we're in a relationship with them, and it's
they gave us permission.
We always do code names because you don't know. People don't want their business out there.
What's up, T?
Who's T?
Come on now. We just talked about this before the show. Who is T? Who's T?
Oh, anyway, I don't know. So that was what I thought. It was a tacky move, regardless. I mean, it makes it worse that you're putting this guy in danger in his community, and Adam. People are kind of saying, like, listen, Adam and Danny Mullen are white guys. Right. They don't know that's a thing. Me being from the Bronx.
No, Adam knows. That's why he was. No, Adam said he knew.
Oh, okay.
He knew the danger of this. He knew it. That's why he made a joke about like, if so and so did this, everybody would laugh at this. Everybody would just laugh.
Then people were talking about maybe Danny didn't know, and I think he said it. He was like, he apologized.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was such a big deal. He would have never done it.
Listen,
he seems like a good guy. I don't know. I'm not putting my flag in the ground on Danny Mullen, but he seems like a good guy to me. Seems like a funny guy, and he apologized, and he said, he came out and said, listen, this house phone was always nice to me and respectful to me, and he was one of the first people to talk to me when I got in the company, and he felt bad about it. Yeah. I think listen, this is what I'll say. Do you have anything you want to get out before I train rail? Yeah, finish. Listen, I don't want to cut you off.
The only thing I got to say to Adam on this subject is that your loyalty is not to this woman, trans woman. Your loyalty was not to her. She house phoning you. Have done business for a long time. I have done business with this man for a long time.
Sometimes we've done bad business.
And we've done bad business. So at the end of the day, no matter what female, man, whoever comes in and they cool, they do not come and step over my relationship with my brothers. And I know you know that. And I know you felt bad about the relationship, but you as a man knew that woman was going for clout. And maybe you kind of like, you've been in a zone and you kind of more trustworthy. It could be happy. Maybe you're more comfortable. I get you. But go back to our bro code on that one. That was just so easy to me to not mess up on. And that.
It seemed like to me, Adam was saying like, he said like he didn't want her to be upset that the podcast didn't come out, and to that I would say that doesn't matter.
No.
I don't think. Listen, No Jumper is a well-established platform with many views. When you're at the point where you can put people on, you don't need that person. Like whoever that porn star was, I never heard of him. You never heard of him.
No.
Just because they had a big name. This is, one of my only critiques. I have 2 critiques about this.
I hope this person loses money.
This is my first critique about this situation, is that Adam didn't need this interview.
No, he didn't.
Adam No Jumper is far leaps and bounds beyond this person. And even if they were on the same league, or maybe this person was a little bit above them, the fact of the matter is No Jumper did not need that interview.
I like Adam because he gives people chances. I do like that about him. He does have people that you would never think about.
I think he saw a good show.
That's what I'm saying.
And to be fair, watching other episodes, I did not like that show. I think I don't think that was like the best guest, to be honest. It was not an entertaining guest. It came off a little abrasive to me. A little abrasive, like it wasn't very entertaining. And I think Adam should recognize the worth of the company and be like, listen, we don't need this. And yeah, to what you're saying, especially in this situation where it's like either I put out the interview and kind of maybe and ruin this relationship, which I don't think he thought, because they were going to edit out, which I'll get to in a second. But
he really believed that it was edited out, and I get that. I get that. I get that.
But a lot of people are saying it should have never even happened because of how much this person, the porn star, was putting it out there already on social media.
Red flags.
So number one, it probably shouldn't have even happened, and number two, once it happened, it probably should have been thrown in the trash altogether. You know what I mean? In such a big company, one podcast you can miss, or you can always redo it with Danny. I don't think that one needed to come out.
No, it
wasn't a necessary episode. It could have been thrown in the trash. Now, number two, what I'll say is that they did do a lot of editing, and they brought receipts about how it was edited. Mm-hmm. They showed text messages back and forth between Adam and the editors, emails constantly about the podcast took different forms, and this we know about. This we know about from firsthand. There's been 1 or 2 podcasts where we've had to go, yo, this whole segment got to go out. We're debating, like, should we even leave this little bit in? So we've been there. We know what that's like, where you have to go back and forth about how a podcast should be edited. You know what I mean? So they made the decision to put it out. That's already off the table. It's going to go out, and they did try their best to edit it, even to the point where the editor said, in Adobe or whatever the editing software is, they have this feature that shows you what, like, the words in the video.
Oh,
right?
Okay, yeah.
So it shows everything that person's saying. So they went through and looked for every instance that house phone was named in black and white, and they cut it out. The problem was when Danny said it under his breath like that,
it got caught.
It didn't get caught by the system. So my only other critique about this is that you, as the head of the operation and the face of the operation, which he admitted, like, he's the face of it, he already admitted this. That's something that you would want to make sure the final product goes through you. Anybody like Walt Disney, anybody that's the head of a company would do that, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you make sure at the end of the day, if this is your baby, it's something you should have listened to. And he's already said that, so I'm not even going to go and talk about that ad nauseum. But those are my only 2 critiques about the situation. Other than that, I feel like it's actually an unfortunate situation coming from, again, somebody who me and you have watched, through our growth in podcasting, have made mistakes.
Of course.
I feel like this was an honest mistake, even though the backlash or the whatever the result is catastrophic, right?
Oh no, it's definitely
even though the result of it is still really bad. I'm coming from a place where I believe, and I love to criticize everything. I think this was a dead honest mistake. Looking at how much effort was put into to making sure it didn't come out, I think it was an honest mistake. Once you get past the point of it shouldn't have come out. Once you get past the point of it shouldn't have been done, it's like they tried their best, and it just sucks.
And this is the part where I'm gonna go to, like, the whole house phone thing and his girl. Yo, marry that woman.
Marry her.
Marry that
she
woman.
Went off about
Yo,
it.
I ain't never seen a black woman get so mad over a man like she got mad for you. That woman,
She went off. If you haven't seen House Phone's Girlfriend, go to bat.
Beautiful
about
woman.
This situation.
Beautiful woman. Beautiful spirit. Obviously open-minded. She don't care. She's not judging him for what I see. But that woman, bro. Forget the streets. Forget the streets for a second, my man. Forget the streets. Forget about everything, what the homie's gonna say and what the family's gonna say. And I know it's crazy. I know. But yo, I'm just gonna point out, like, we both know our people be, you know who DL. You know. We all know. We know it's popping. We know that I don't know nobody, but
what
we
are you
all
saying?
know. We know black men know what I'm saying.
So
any man from the streets, any man, you can't even say nothing. You don't know this, but they know this.
Okay.
They know this. Anybody that's
okay.
born in the streets, raised in the streets, you know what it is. You know what it is, bro. Forget them for a second. If they really gonna hold that over your head, like they didn't do nothing funny themselves, okay? Like they didn't take lives from their own community, like they ain't destroying their own community, and they worry about what your thing between your legs went into. Don't worry about them. I'm gonna need you, man to man. I'm gonna need you to actually put a ring on that woman if she doesn't have one already, bro. That's your focus now.
Is that Here Comes? No. What the hell?
What were you?
I'm singing the president song. I meant to say. I was singing the.
I just had to stop. I was like, "What are you saying?"
Wow, that's not alcohol. This is iced tea. That's all that sleep.
Please tell me you're not drinking in the church.
Drinking iced tea.
You sure?
Drinking iced tea. So
let me sniff that.
Yeah, sniff it. Don't put no buggers in there. So listen, my last words are: it's really an unfortunate situation for House Phone. My heart goes out to him because nobody likes to be outed for anything, not even sexual stuff, just anything that you don't want out there. It sucks, and I feel like it's just an unfortunate situation for everybody. I feel like everybody that tried to do that everybody that was involved with the show tried to do their best to make sure it didn't come out. It sucks. There is a decent amount of responsibility put on No Jumper that it came out, though.
That's a fact. Adam, I hope that you make it up to your man, though. I don't think it's something
that you need to crucify them for, is what I'm saying. You know?
Make it up to your man, Adam. Make it up to if he's really a homie and he's really family to the whole company. No Jump. Thank you. If this is a whole No Jumper family, you gotta do the one thing that most podcasts don't do. Don't throw it on the man. Don't throw it on it don't even matter. Look out for your man. Make sure that he's set. You know. Sit down with him and his girl, his people, like just those two. Set up a deal, set up whatever needs to be done. Like he deserves more, and you got to show him more love.
And there may be, people are more outraged because they have said that Adam has done more things that are not very moral, and I can't speak on any of that because I don't follow it that much to know. You know what I mean? So maybe there's more things that me and this man don't know.
I don't know.
That we're not speaking on because
I'm not living in LA either.
I've heard other people. I've heard China Max say that he won't work with Adam 22 because of certain things that I don't know. This is the first thing I've seen that went crazy. That I think he made a mistake. So maybe there's other things that we don't know. But let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Battle of the Super Sons movie.
Let's go.
Dropped on HBO Max.
You getting geeky with it?
Let's get geeky with it. Battle of the Super Sons is a new DC animated movie, which is the only DC movies I like. And it is about Batman's son and Superman's son, who are about the age of 13. It's Damian, actually, not Batman's son, excuse me. Damian, who is little Robin, basically, who's about 12, 13.
The new Robin, yeah.
Yeah. And Superman's son. And the movie is basically Superman's son. What's his name in the movie?
Jonathan.
Jonathan gets his powers. He finally gets his powers. He can't fly yet. He gets super strength and the heat vision, right? So then Superman brings him over to meet Batman and Damian. Damian and Jonathan do not hit it off because Damian is a little douchebag. I think I could say that in church.
Yeah.
He's a little douchebag. But then
he's a donkey butt.
But then this alien species, what was it called? The Scores? These basically these body snatchers.
Yeah.
These body snatchers that take over people's bodies that look like starfish.
Can we just say how creepy those scenes were?
We'll talk about that in a second because the villain was awesome. The villain was
Star-Lord.
But it's basically this Star-Lord, and then there's this score. So basically, it's this big starfish that has these little starfish that will take over your body. They'll be on your face like Mermaid Man and Barnacle. You know, Mermaid Man got that star on his face.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. So basically, they're taking over the world. They took over the Justice League. So they took over the Justice League bodies, and now it is up for Damian and Jonathan to save the day on their own as the new Super Sons. And man, I gotta say, right now, top 5 best DC animated movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What a great movie.
I was shocked.
The story was awesome.
I was shocked.
The action, I wouldn't say there was a tremendous amount of action, but the story was
heavily on story.
It was more story based,
Yeah.
but the dynamic between Jonathan and Damian leading up to their eventual working together was really cool. It was funny. You got to see Jonathan grow up, get his powers, and him and Damian have that rift between each other.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll tell you when the movie got really good, because it was already good. It was already good when you saw.
Was it when the
when
mom
Lois
was on the plane?
Yeah, when Lois got taken by the starfish, and they had to take her out.
Yeah,
they had to smack her.
That was
around
the
a
best
little
part.
bit. They threw her off the plane. That was great. But to me, when the movie was solidified, classic to me, is when they got up to the Justice League headquarters. That's where it was, right?
Yeah.
They went up to space.
They went up to
the
space,
Justice
yeah.
League headquarters. The Justice League is
Space
all
time.
there. Damian and Jonathan are like, oh my God, we're about to have to fight the Justice League on our own. And they just go in and they start beating the crap out of the Justice League for a little.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Star-Lord came out and basically said, listen, we're taking over the world. They took over the president. There's nothing you could do about it. And the two Super Sons were like, F that. We're going in. They start beating up the Justice League. They start fighting the Justice League. That was amazing. And then they got to fight their fathers after that because their fathers were in another room, right?
Hold up. Before we go on, I don't know how deep and how knowledgeable you are about, especially Damian's skills and everything. Was it good enough that you believe that they could win?
Well, I know Damian was League of Shadows and
Of course.
Talia, so I
Yep.
know he's a badass.
Mhm.
And then you got Jonathan, who's a legitimate Superman now, a super child.
Yeah.
So he has super strength and X-ray vision. So it made sense to me. I could see it. I could really see it.
Okay. So we agree on that.
When they
Perfect.
started beating up the Justice League, I thought that was great. But then when they went into the other room and they had to fight their fathers,
Oh man, that was great.
and then they do this thing where they're like, listen, we're going to switch. Because they were fighting their own fathers at one point.
Yeah.
And then they go, listen, let's switch. Because then basically Superman's son is doing all the Superman stuff to Batman. And Damian's son gets the kryptonite gloves out on Superman and beats that ass. Great scene. And then, eventually all goes well at the end of the movie. They end up killing the Star-Lord. They take the scores off their fathers.
Yep.
And they basically... should I ruin the ending? No.
No,
it's too
no,
new.
no,
It's
no,
too
it's
new.
too new,
But
man.
basically, everything.
Spoilers.
Everything goes well. It was a 5 out of 5 to me. I'm gonna let you talk in a second, because all I gotta say is the one thing I didn't like, and maybe you picked up on this.
Well, what was
It
it?
had nothing to do with the story. Had nothing to do with the action. It was the animation a little bit.
Really?
Somebody could correct me in the comments. It looked to me like it was a mixture of animation and CGI.
Yes.
It looked like it
Yes, it
was
was.
on the verge of what I would say Transformers Prime and also the last Green Lantern show. That was
Yes.
like that kind of CGI. Is that ringing a bell?
Yes, I know it's CGI.
So-
I wouldn't say it was like. I feel like
no,
those two
I'm
shows.
saying it was on the verge.
Okay.
Like it was on the verge of being
One of those.
Transformers Prime
Or the
and
Green Lantern
and the
series.
Yeah. But mixed with animation. I didn't like that.
Really?
I'd rather straight animation that would be more like the Batman Dark Knight Returns,
Yeah.
Long Halloween. That was the only thing I cared about. Go ahead.
Man, listen. I feel like I wanted to stop you in so many years. First of all, let's go to the animation. Immediately, the animation to me was perfect because it gave me this false idea. I really thought this movie was going to be just very lighthearted, childlike. That's what the animation gave me. That's the whole thing. I was like, oh, well, who's gonna be the villain? Whatever. It's not gonna probably be a big thing. It's probably gonna be really story based, happy go lucky thing, right? With Damien. But then I started seeing Damien and Damien character. I'm like, okay, they're using it. They're using the regular Damien, the
Love
angry Damien.
Damien's awesome.
Damien that got kicked out of the Teen Titans. Damien.
And they touched on that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be different. This kid is soft. How could you even be around Damien? He pushed him down the back.
Almost killed Jonathan.
Was like,
literally almost killed him.
seriously. I mean, threw something at his face,
A lot of stuff.
like gave him a.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, wow, how this is even gonna work between these two kids? And immediately, it started. The aliens came in, and you got to the scene with the mom, and I'm like,
That was great in the school.
and
That
bro,
was great.
And the starfish, the star
Stuck to
alien
her
just came out of her
face,
mouth.
Yeah, they come out of the mouth.
That was it. That's what I was saying. Once I saw that, I genuinely got creeped
That was
out.
a turn for you.
I was like, oh, that's why
That's
they chose that
Is
animation.
that when it solidified as a great movie to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because now I understood what that animation was for. If they tricked me.
Right.
You good?
Yeah, I'm just listening to you.
So, they tricked me because I thought it was going to be lighthearted, childish, and then they went to that animation. I was like, they knew what they were doing. So I thought it was
Yeah.
perfect for those scenes, those little quick horror. Because it wasn't like crazy horror, but it was just enough.
Just
every
enough.
time it happened, bro, every
Just
time
a
I saw
little
the
bit,
tentacles
just a little bit
coming out the mouth, and then
Yeah.
they threw it up, that was just,
Yeah.
man, that's nasty as.
Yeah, it was nasty as hell.
It was nasty. I was like, oh, okay.
Nigga nasty.
Setting them on fire, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's
just
how you
enough,
had to. You had to set them on fire.
just enough violence, just to, I had some jumper moments when they went to I was about to say the Daily Beagle.
The Daily when he went to the White House.
When Lois went to
The White House. She went to the White
No,
House.
when she went to her job first, right?
What did
And
she
she,
do?
then she's like talking to
the
her,
Daily Planet.
the Daily Planet,
Daily
right?
Planet.
And she's talking there, and then she goes to the Lighthouse, and Lex is like, she knew all the time Lex was taking over, and every time that thing came out of somebody's mouth, it made me cringe, bro. Parasites creep me out.
That was a great villain. I was wondering, like you, who was the villain gonna be when that came out. I never seen Star-Lord before.
Yeah.
I said, that's what I'm talking about. And I don't like sci-fi stuff like that,
Yeah.
by the way. I would, like, if you would have told me, like, it's outer space stuff, that's past this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I'm glad I didn't know because it was great.
No, he was cold-hearted. He said, just kill him. We're not going to talk about the one part about how their parents beat the crap out of them.
What, the bullies?
No. Superman and Bruce was beating their sons.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I didn't want to get. I mean, that's what I was saying. The fight scene was great.
the fight scenes were
The
great,
fight scene
but like
between the
just
father and
let's
sons were
emphasize
awesome.
that they were getting their behinds beat.
Yeah, and then but
that was abuse.
That's why they did the switch.
I
That's
know.
why they said let's switch it out so we can use our powers against them.
They
So I
allow
can use the kryptonite, and then Super Kid could use the super.
they beat their sons like they were trying to get a CPS case
because they had the Star-Lord virus.
Yes.
They had that virus.
Every time when he dragged Jonathan's face on that ground and you saw the debris pop
Yeah.
up, I was like,
Yeah, they did good.
yo, my God, that's
And I
your
like how they
kid.
played it in the beginning because when Green Arrow got taken over, you didn't know what it was.
No.
It
You
was
just-
like a POV style.
Yeah.
It ran up to him, and you're like, what is that, going to be a werewolf or something? Like,
I
it was
didn't
like
know.
in Wednesday when the werewolf came out or
Yes.
whatever it was, and he killed the guy. You're like, what is that? What is that? And then it turned out to be Star-Lord. This reminded me of one of my favorite movies ever called The Faculty,
Never
where
seen it.
it's in a high school and all the kids become possessed by an alien. We should watch that.
We gotta watch it.
It's one of the best horror movies from my childhood. It reminded me so much about it. But there's drugs and all kind of other stuff. It's like,
I just
it's a
watched
lot.
the Pet Cemetery.
It's great. It's great. So what do you? I give it a 5 out of 5.
That was definitely 5 out of 5 for me.
Boom.
I loved it.
For me,
DC, y'all did great. Keep it up.
that's
with
the
this
only movies
animation
I
movie.
watch, yo. I really
animations.
don't like any other superhero movies, but DC knocks it out the park almost every time.
So you don't think
like
they're
the
gonna
Green
do
Lantern
anything?
one, right?
Oh, I love
The new Green
it.
Lantern movie.
Listen, when it comes to DC animation movies, I think they do a fantastic job when they
best.
have a structure and they have a plan.
The best.
Honestly, I really would rather them just build their universe through the animation
Yeah.
and stay away from the live action for a while.
Yeah.
And just use that live action that DC animation money to actually build
Pour
up,
more into that.
pour into that, and then
Yeah.
slowly build up their cast for the live action. I mean, I don't think the Rock is going to hold up the whole universe, but
Well, I've heard The Rock's not even in it anymore.
is he not?
I heard that he's out, I think.
Really?
I can't check my phone, but I think Rock is already on the outs.
You wanna
I
check
think
my
Henry
phone?
Cavill's out. I don't know. They'll let us know. I don't feel
Wow.
like checking. Let's not do our jobs.
Let's not do our job.
I think The Rock is on the outs, though. I don't think Black Adam is going to get a 2.
That's
I
crazy.
think it's going to get a seek. I think it's done.
If you had The Rock leave, you need to just let it go for a
I
while.
think they're on the outs. But let me tell you, let me say this. I just got into those DC movies 2 years ago. This is definitely my top 5. We're talking about, you've seen Hell to Pay?
Mhm.
That's like, I can't even name, like, I'm not going to put them in any order, but Hell to Pay, Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, what's the other one? Asylum. What's it?
Halloween.
No, the
I was
Asylum
gonna-
one with the other Asylum one with the Suicide Squad.
I forgot that
When the
one
Suicide
name.
Squad goes into Arkham Asylum,
Yeah.
So the Dark Knight, the Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, and then this like top 5. I don't even know if
Yeah.
that was 5, but if those were 5,
I don't
that
think
was
so
my
either.
top 5.
I
haven't even
thought you
seen
was
the
going to say
classic.
Flashpoint.
Oh my God! How could I forget about Flashpoint? So wait, it would be Flashpoint,
I was
Dark
like,
Knight 1 and 2. I would say Hell to Pay, and then this. That's the 5. That's the fave 5. T-Mobile.
That was just where I'm like, how could you not?
That's
put
the
Flashpoint
5.
on?
You have 5?
Top
Top of the dome.
Oh, off the top.
Top of the
oh
head.
my God!
Because you've seen more than me.
I did.
I need it because let me say while you're thinking. Let me say this. There's a lot more I have to see.
Keep going.
I've seen more. I've seen the other Batmans. Long Halloween was good. I think I like part 1 better than part 2. I've seen. Oh, the it wasn't called Enter the Dragon, but it was like Batman Dragon Soul.
Yeah.
We talked about Soul of the Dragon.
Soul of the Dragon
was
yeah.
good. That was really good too. Like that would be up there for me.
So far it's we got Flashpoint.
Banger.
We have the Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my God! Could I forget about that? That was great.
That's one of my favorite ones. We have the Justice League, the Injustice one. I
haven't
really
seen
like that one. Superman versus himself, and they have the whole Injustice universe. I forget the Green Lantern movie where basically they're in the universe, Green Lantern universe, and it's just a bunch of different Green Lantern stories. It's one
Yeah,
of my favorite ones.
I kind of can't get into the Green Lantern.
You're
just a side
crazy.
note. Like I like them, but when I watched the new one, I kind of got bored when they went to space. I don't like space stuff.
Well, I don't know what's wrong.
I don't like the.
You
space.
gotta
I don't like
watch
outer
the one where
space.
there's literally different. They show stories of
I like
different
when
Green
he's
Lanterns.
involved.
No, it's when different Green Lanterns that you've probably never seen.
Yeah.
They're on their planets that they protect.
Yeah.
And they deal with the problems and
Yeah.
they're getting called for the problems.
I don't
That's
like
really
it.
one of-
Let me tell you this.
Oh goodness.
Let me explain this to you.
Wow.
And get it now.
Get it now.
Get it through your head.
If it's not Batman.
I like Green Lantern when he's involved,
But you
not
don't
when
like
it's
him
all about him.
You're
I
crazy.
think. I think that's what it is.
But you like the animated series.
I liked it, but it was like Wednesday where I can't watch it, Where it was like I know it was good, but I'm not committing to it.
Wow.
It's how I felt about Wednesday. Like, yeah, it was good. Like Transformers Prime. I liked it, but I wasn't committing. I'm a movie guy. You give me
get
a
it.
movie, I'm down.
That's-
We're gonna get to this in a second too, because we're wrapping up. All right, we got to go pray.
Okay.
We
We
got to go
we
put
definitely
holy
gotta go
water on
pray.
ourselves.
You gotta
Listen.
bathe yourself in it.
Yeah, because
I
I
just
probably
gotta-
dropped a couple bombs in the church.
Yeah.
I probably dropped a couple curses.
Yeah.
I don't think I dropped the F bomb though.
I mean,
I have
no,
not
no,
dropped
no,
the
no,
F-bomb.
but you
I'm
definitely
getting
gotta
good.
drink a little bit.
I'm getting good. Listen, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I like I can be aware of how good the show is.
Yeah.
But I don't commit to many shows. I don't do shows.
I know
I
you
like a
don't.
movie. I want
I
the
know you
movie.
don't.
The movie could be 3 hours sometimes. Except the Irishman was boring, but at a
That
certain
movie
point,
was great.
bro. Once I got to the hotel, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I was like, there's like 2 more hours left.
Then again, I'm the one that likes mob movies more.
Yeah, you like mob
I
movies
love
more than
them.
me,
I
but like
love
it was kind of
gangsters.
boring after that. I'm like, we gotta. That's what I'm saying. Like
The best life
I'm
lessons
like,
you could
I
ever
see
learn.
what's coming ahead. I'm like, we have how much more time? I'm done. Like the only shows I really got into, like I said, was Ray Donovan. Like that's the last show that I was like, yo,
You ever
I'm
watched
down
Breaking
for this.
Bad?
I didn't like that. I stopped after I didn't stop because of this, but I stopped at this point. I think it was at the end of season 1 or the beginning of season 2 when the goth chick died. I said, you know what? Not because she died, but I just felt it in my spirit. It said, you're done. You're done. So I don't really do shows. Like Wednesday should have been a movie. I think Wednesday could have been a good 2.5, 2 hour movie.
You're crazy.
Give me an hour and a half. Condense it. Why do you need Avatar to be 3 hours? Why? Why does it need to be so prolonged? I understand it brings people to the platforms. They like the show. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying for me, I'm a movie guy. I don't watch shows. Let's talk about shows.
I can't.
Let's talk about this show that came out. It's coming out April 8th.
What show?
Or April 4th.
What show?
Or April 2nd.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's called The Pink Ladies.
Oh.
The Grease presents The Pink Ladies.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a show.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a series. And I don't
Interesting.
know. It better be a mini-series. That's the other thing. If you're going to do a mini-series, hit me with 3 or 4 or 5.
You did watch Selena's show.
The cooking show?
No, well, that too.
I did
but
like the Selena Gomez cooking show.
The murder.
Let's talk about that.
Oh,
let's
no.
Okay, we'll talk about the Pink Ladies first.
Okay.
So, thank you. So, the Pink Ladies, which is, if you haven't seen Grease, it is the female gang.
Of course you've seen Grease.
Maybe they have.
No. What are you, Gen Z? And if you are, go watch Grease. What is wrong with you?
Grease, lightning, boom, boom. Cause I need a man. I don't need a man, but listen. The Pink Ladies is the rival gang. It's the woman gang in Greece, and they're making a show all about it. And I think it's a good concept. I think it's a good concept.
You won't watch it.
I will watch the first
you won't.
episode.
Why? Don't even waste your time then.
I will watch the first, because maybe I'll fall in love with it. I don't know. Maybe it's an 8er. If it's an 8er,
Took you 28 years just to go to sleep on time.
I
man.
may be able to get through 8 episodes of it. I might fall in love with it. You have to try things. I will try it. I think it's a good concept. I think it's going to be a fun show. It looked decent from the trailer. What did you think about the trailer?
I need another one or two.
I don't
to
know if
be
they're going to give
satisfied.
you one. They might.
Where is it on Netflix, Hulu?
I don't know.
Well, listen,
Look it up.
I will, but I will say that
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know about it. I mean,
It's decent.
listen. As long as it has some really good Broadway artists playing in it, I'm gonna be excited about it.
See, you got me there. You
What are
done
you
with your thought?
I mean, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because-
You got to just reject it.
No, because
Broadway.
this is the one thing I don't like.
Broadway.
No, but yeah, I don't like musicals.
You don't like musicals?
I don't like them.
You're ridiculous.
Grease is an exception, right? But when I found out, like, I bought Sweeney Todd as a kid, I rented it, thinking it's just gonna
You don't
be a
like
regular
any,
movie. But once they went, it's a whole new world, I was like, turn it right off. I don't like musicals.
Wow.
They take me out of the moment. When have you been sitting at the dinner table and y'all broke out in the song?
All the time.
Never.
All the time.
I mean, sometimes we do it, but it's
With
not,
you?
Yeah, I mean, but we don't get on the table and do a number. We say like a funny song for 2
don't hang
seconds.
out with us then.
We'll sing like a Selena Gomez song
Yes,
once in a
true.
while, but
Yeah.
you know, like we're not like, okay, when I forgot the SD card today, did I break out into song about it? That's what pisses me off. The song,
We're just built different.
and I guess Lion King's a musical, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like Lion King.
You do like
It's a rarity that I like a musical. It's just not my thing.
Most Disney movies are just musicals.
It's just not my thing. That's all I'll say. But you like them.
I love musicals.
So continue your thought.
Listen, as long as it's been a while since I've really been into the whole Broadway scene, and I really hope that the music is on point. I want to see their rendition of how they're gonna remix it. I heard like this kind of like Backstreet Boys type of tone to it in the trailer. Did you not pick that up?
No.
You didn't pick that up. Well,
Wow.
well, I want to see what they do. Are they gonna? I was like, and in my head, I was like, please just don't do what they did with the that Scooby Doo show that just came
Velma?
out. Velma.
Why didn't you like that?
Because it just became like,
You
I
didn't
hate
like that.
man.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's one of
It was a
those,
woke-
bro.
it was a
I hate
wokey-
men.
It was a woke show.
It was a woke show, and I'm tired of y'all people trying to use wokeness like y'all own it. It's for black people. It started by black people, and y'all don't have no claim to it. So step back. I'm tired of hearing it on the news when you're not talking about black people. I'm tired of hearing like white people say it's keep the word out of your mouth. What's wrong with
So
y'all?
give us the deets on the Velma show. How far did you get?
I watched like 15 minutes of it. Saw where it was
You're
going.
done.
I was like,
You're
the
done.
whole once you were like stupid men and like girls
that's where they
beating.
went with it?
Yo, they were like
boring.
it was like no, it was like equality. It was like you were just. I sat there, a character I really adore all my life. I love Velma, love her, and you turn one of my favorite characters in the whole. It was her. It's always been Velma and Shaggy.
Yeah.
For me.
Shaggy's not even there.
He's not. None of them.
Shaggy's
are.
gone.
They're-
Where's he at?
These are basically Velma as a
Smoking
kid.
butt.
It had nothing to do with Scooby Doo, and now kids are gonna have this thing in the
Well, it's an
history.
adult show, by the way. It's not a kid show.
I don't.
I'm just saying
care.
because you said kids, so I'm saying it's not a kid show.
You put a Scooby Doo character in anything with that brand and make it an animation. I don't care if you call it an adult show. It's always going to be treated as a kid. Listen, if people are taking their kids to drag shows, they're going to watch this show. So I don't even want to hear that. I'm just going to leave that so alone. So I just hope that Pink Ladies is just respectable. It's fun. It's lighthearted. And, it sticks to the musical. I don't mind. You're going to be throw my gay characters in there, my people. And I said my people like I'm gay.
I was like, I'll let you handle that.
I throw them in there. You can, do that.
You're saying you're hoping this is not woke. You're saying they're hoping it's
as
not
long
the
as
same.
everybody's represented respectfully.
Yeah, it's not pushed down your throat.
Yeah.
Right.
I vibe with anything that's respectful.
Right.
Everybody gets
I'm
it.
interested. I'm not
Yeah.
excited. That's my final thought.
Yes.
Is that where you fall?
Yes.
All right. Now, what I'm definitely not excited or interested about is Only Murders in the
clip
Building is getting a third season.
And you didn't like season 2?
No.
I didn't watch
This
season
is
2.
one of the things I'm saying. Like, I liked Only Murders in the Building. I watched every episode, right?
Yeah.
So some things don't need to be a whole show, like Wednesday. To me, right? Some things don't need to be dragged out for a whole show. I mean, I've heard Cemetery Girl said it got a little boring around episode 5, right?
Okay.
So I don't think, with the same idea, if a show's good, not every show needs a bunch of seasons. Some shows should end after season 1 because the story has been told, and now you're dragging it. Now you're dragging the brand through the mud, and you're just watering it down. It's very rare that a show, to me, can continue on for a long time.
I understand.
The Office is good because there was just so much there. There's so much they could do. Only Murders in the Building. So now somebody else gets killed in the same building? And, I get it. I mean, it was kind of cool. They were framed for the murders. I gave it I was excited for it when it came out.
Yes.
But once I got to, episode 3, I was like,
I was the only one that enjoyed it, I
do
guess.
I really care? Bow. So I stopped watching it.
You
I
did
mean,
get
listen,
excited for the end. You saw the end.
I didn't see nothing. I know what happened
season
because Pastor
one?
told. Oh no, I'm talking about season 2.
I didn't watch season 2 either. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying season 1 was great.
Season 1 was
great.
Okay.
Season 2, I'm saying I was excited for.
Mm-hmm.
And I started watching and I go, do I care? No, I really don't. It was you know who it was? Pastor told me. He finished it. It was remember the podcaster? The big podcaster on that show? It was her assistant. Why? I don't know. She killed the lady. Remember the building manager?
Yeah.
She killed her. Listen, the cast was good. The story was good. It did not need to go for a second season, let alone who's going to get killed now? Selena? I almost said Ron Jeremy. That's not his name. Who's the guy with the white hair?
Oh, my goodness.
You know who I'm talking about. Keep it by the dozen.
Yeah.
Is he going to get killed? No. Martin Short's not going to get killed. They're going to keep the 3
main people, yeah.
Who is going to get killed? Doesn't matter. Why? I really don't care at this point. It didn't need to go for a 3rd season. Loved the show, but not every show needs a prolonged life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. I feel you on that.
So that's it. That's it.
You
God
gotta,
bless.
guys, you need to be careful how you title your shows.
Why?
Because that matters. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, when that first season 1 happened.
Yeah.
And then season 2 happened, you said...
Well, it
ended
was
like
only
that.
murders in the building, to be fair. It's not only murder in the building.
Okay.
So you can't give them too much slack.
Well,
for
why
that.
does this building have so much murders and not been shut out?
We'll find out. We'll find
I
out.
mean,
in
then again,
episode
it's a
3.
building
Look at
with
my
rich people.
building. How many people probably got murdered in there
A few people.
that we don't know about?
Actually, a few people.
Yeah, I mean, so my
I
building.
know.
I should do that show in my building.
You should.
Only murders in this building.
We're
and assaults.
crackheads.
Why don't they come to me for a show? I'll do some investigation. See who got killed for what.
Who eight ball was this?
Yeah, let's see. So that's it.
It had to be the one I
God
slept with.
bless you all. There you go. You have anything you want to say for me?
I mean, it was a great. Let's go.
We're back.
We're back.
Even though we didn't leave.
I didn't leave.
You have anything you want to plug? No, you don't. All right, listen. If you're not watching this on the YouTube channel, make sure you go to youtube.com/@GKBPOD. And if you want to take us in your pocket somehow, because maybe you don't want to watch us on YouTube, you're at the gym, we are on Spotify and iTunes and all that crap. It's not even called iTunes no more, Apple Podcasts.
Is it?
Yeah. So listen, peace and love. See you next time.